Hey everyone, I am coming to you from the wonders of no makeup land today, and I hope that you're okay with that. Kind of like accurately describes my week, but I'll get into that later. This morning I weighed in at 173.6, which is the exact same weight as I was last week. And I am actually kind of surprised that that's my weight because I have been eating terribly this week. I had a super rough week and I completely countered that with emotional eating and eating really bad stuff. I was just very stressed out about school. I was very depressed. I would say this is the first week, maybe since I was going through my complications, that I was legitimately depressed. I actually broke up with Luke, which was not that bad. I think that it actually helped me a little bit, and that was on Friday, and that's when things started getting a little bit better. And we're still friends. I have this weird need to stay friends with my exes. I am friends with almost every ex I've ever had. So it wasn't that kind of really terrible breakup where it's whatever. And I guess it's kind of early to say we're still friends, but we have sort of still been talking. But aside from that, there's just a lot of other stuff going on with my family back home in Northern Virginia that I was just not dealing with very well. So I think that the reason I might not have gained any weight is just because I was only eating bad stuff like sugar. I wasn't overeating, but I was eating a lot of sugar. And I think that I came to the conclusion that I told you last week, I have a serious addiction to sugar, to the point where I contemplated going to an Overeaters Anonymous group, just because I feel like it's so self-destructive. I was thinking of not making a video this week and kind of just being oh, there was no change, so I didn't make a video. But I think it's important for me to say that when I went to, so what day was that? I guess it was Thursday when I was still feeling really down. I went to the grocery store. I went in, I suppose, with the thought that I would get food, and I came out with 2 slices of cheesecake, 1 slice of white birthday cake, and a tub of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. And today, all that exists is 2/3 of the tub of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. So I was just Saturday, I just laid in bed and ate. And I didn't get sick, or maybe I did get sick, but I wouldn't have noticed because I was already laying down. And I told you, when I get dumping syndrome, I'm kind of just tired. I just want to lay down and sleep, and that's all I did. I just laid in bed. I binge watched Lie to Me on Netflix. It was a brand new show for me. I binge watched it. And I just sat in bed with my tub of ice cream and my cake, and that's all I ate. And the next day I got on the scale, and it was 173.8 or something like that. And I was how did this happen? And I think that, it's obviously self-destructive behavior, and it's okay to say that, this was a one-time thing where I was feeling really down. But I think that I have this fear that I don't have dumping syndrome, and my pouch isn't always going to be this small. There will come a day where I can eat more food. And then what happens? Because I'm obviously haven't changed any of my eating habits. And I think that's really sad. And I think I need to really do some self-reflection as to why I got the surgery and why, after everything that I've been through, I'm still unable to make the necessary changes to my lifestyle in order to be successful. And it's kind of making me emotional, and I could just be totally overreacting because it was one bad week, and you know, that happens. But I really need to get back on track, and I think that I'm also kind of getting to this point where, like, I think another thing that was bad about this week, and this is like totally crazy and totally out there, is that I have a birthday coming up a week from yesterday. So May 1st is my birthday, and it's on a Sunday, and I am turning 22. And it is so irrational for me to feel this way, but I keep feeling like, oh, like dreading this birthday. And the only reason why is because, and like, you know that like this is a huge goal of mine, but you age out of Miss America at 24. And this week, one of my dear friends, Mary Beth, who was Miss Teen Maine when I was Miss Teen DC, just won Miss Maine this weekend. And I'm so proud of her because she's been trying for so long. And I know so many people who've been doing pageants their whole lives who try and try and try, and it's not until years later that they finally win the title. And I think that I'm at this point where I'm like, oh my God, I wasted so much of my time being fat and not being able to compete. And now I only have essentially a year to get it done, and these people who are pros have been going for years and years and years, and now I'm old and 22, and I only have 2 years left, which is really like a year and a half, which is really like a year, because, you know, it's just crazy. So, and I know that's really irrational to be feeling, but it's just like, oh, it's like the self-retrospect, and then I start hating myself, like, oh my God, why did I gain the weight in the first place? Like, it would have been so much easier if I just stayed, like, smaller, and you know, and then it's just like, ugh, I get in like this state of like depression where I'm just like, oh, well, what's the point? I haven't changed any of my eating habits now. As soon as my pouch gets bigger, I'm going to be back at 250 pounds or something crazy like that. And it's not a healthy way to be thinking. Like, that's not something I should be doing. So, I don't know. I think that this week, I'm going to have some solid goals. I actually think that not being with Luke will help me because I really started experimenting and eating really bad stuff when I was with him, and it's so much easier to just control what I'm eating by myself. Granted, I went to the grocery store by myself and picked up all sugar, but I think that there's something to be said for the fact that I realize that that's not okay, and that I do feel crappy about it. I really need to work on my water intake. It just has to happen. And this week I need to get to the gym. Like, there's no excuse. I have a gym in this apartment building. I just have to go downstairs and it's there. So my goal is to be in the 160s. I know I can lose 3 pounds in a week. I did it last week with going to the gym once. So I really think that that's just what I need to do. I need to get in the 160s, and I need to get back on track, like, keep sight of my goals. Like, I know I can do it, and it just is what it is, and not getting into this funk. Yesterday was a great day. My sorority had initiation, and my grand little was initiated, which was awesome. It was also my last initiation with my sorority, and so it was nice to kind of like be able to reflect on, you know, like where I see myself in the sorority now, and like what we really stand for, and like actually listening to the words of what we say, and like figuring out what that means to me. And so that was kind of interesting, and like almost somewhat emotional, but kind of like lifted my spirits a lot. And then yesterday was my Big's birthday. We are exactly a week apart. And so I got to we went out to eat after initiation and for her birthday, and we got Indian food, which was great. For some reason, the basmati rice goes down way easier than any other type of rice. I don't know what that's about, but it was yummy. I got tandoori chicken, which I didn't feel too bad about because it's not like fried or breaded or any of that. It's just straight up protein, and I got it on a bed of vegetables. And I had one piece of naan, but that is like, I mean, back in the day, I would have put down like 4 without a thought. So, you know, I didn't overdo it, and then I got on the scale this morning. I didn't eat dessert last night. That was great, and so, yeah, it was good. I also had fish tacos for the first time ever. I went on a date. Okay, I know I'm not crazy. I know I broke up with Luke on Friday, then I went on a date on Saturday. But that is how I cope with things. Like, it's like, on to the next one, on to the next one, especially with guys. Like, I have no patience, as I think I've told you. I went on a date with a really nice guy. He just graduated from Virginia Tech, which is actually our school's like arch enemy rival, although not really, because we're so much better like in everything but football, so I don't know why it's a thing. But it was really great because we got Mexican, and I got some fish tacos, which I just ate the fish out of, and put the fish in like the rice, and so I just had fish and rice essentially. That was my first time eating fish tacos, so I had like 1 bite, but then it was just too much going on, and then the corn tortilla was really weird, and I didn't want to screw up my stomach with that. So I mean, it was fun, it was great. I'll probably see him again. He mentioned wanting to get together again and like picking a time and date or in place, and I was just like, okay, just let me know. So, you know, I'm moving on, and I'm ready to kind of see what this next week has to bring and just get back on track and not get in that rut that is very, like I said, not common, but I guess it happens every now and then, but it's scary when it does, because I'm like, what do I do when my tool is not as quite as effective, which we all know happens, and I'm only 4 months out, and I'm back to these, what I call fat girl eating habits, because that's what I ate when I was 250 pounds. Granted, less of it, but like I could, like that, the slice of birthday cake took me 3 days to eat, and it was 1 square, like a square of birthday cake. It took me 3 days to eat instead of like 3 minutes, but it's still not healthy. So we'll figure it out. I'll add in some pictures of initiation, well, not of initiation, but of after initiation, and yeah. So thank you guys for watching and listening to my depressing, most depressing video ever, except for maybe that other one when I was like literally felt like I was dying in the hospital. But thank you for your support, and to my new subscribers, and to everyone who is always telling me, you know, like not to go crazy, not to beat myself up. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all next week, and hopefully be in the 160s, or if not, like a 170.4 or something, because I'm getting back on track, and I'm not going to let anything bring me down. Alright, okay, I'm going to stop talking. You'll see the pictures. If you want to see the pictures, that's fine. If not, you can click away, and I'll see you next week, and thank you for rating and subscribing and commenting and everything you guys normally do. I really appreciate it, and I love you all dearly. Bye!
Stranger than your sympathy, and this is my apology. I'm killing myself from the inside out, and all my fears have pushed you out, and I wished for things that I don't need. All I wanted, and what I chase won't set me free. It's all I wanted, and I get scared.